Okay, I haven't posted a video in a while because I have a video and I was waiting till all the elements align before I upload it, but I thought I'd do a quick video here about anxiety and about unconventional ways to deal with anxiety. Now, I got this idea because, well, mainly because I was going through zones of regulation. So zones of regulation, it's this program for little kids usually, where you're in different zones. You acknowledge what zone you're in and you try to get back to a green zone. So green is like happy calm or peaceful calm. And then if you get into a red zone, that usually means you're very anxious, you're very aggressive, you're very upset, you're angry. A blue is a sad, you're sad. So the whole point is to try and get you back to a green. And so one of the things so they give you a list of like, hey, these are some ideas of what you can do to get back to a green. And a child's got to learn to like, hey, I can go for a walk. I can talk to an adult. But one of the things that we're trying is, especially if you're in a red mood, you're angry, you're aggressive, and maybe deep breathing isn't working, is trampolining. Let me show you this. And now, so as an adult, when you have anxiety, what you have to do is recognize that it will pass. Even if you're sobbing in a ball on the floor, this isn't gonna last forever. It comes in waves. So it lasts as long as it lasts. And one of the things you can do is, hey, just acknowledge you have anxiety. And another thing you could do, of course, is talk to someone. So you need an anxiety box. You need a box of tools ready for the next time you get anxious because it's gonna happen. So one of the things, I have a couple things that I do. One is I'll take a shower if I get really anxious because just the act of actually doing something will help regulate you. Another thing is I'll spend time with my husband. That sometimes helps as well. A third thing that I can do, that I do when I'm really anxious, is I go for a drive. Driving around and focusing on that really helps. Now, some people play video games. Another thing that I do is I work out. I'll go for a bike ride, I'll go for a hike, I'll go for a walk. Just to take, even while I'm anxious, just to kind of create some distance between that feeling of anxiety and my current self. So another thing you can do is trampoline.
What's this?
I think that's a great idea. They have these in-ground trampolines you could put. We don't own this house, so we can't put one in-ground right now. But I just think it's a great idea of trampolining. Now, some of the things you could do too is lead a low, anxious lifestyle. I notice when I start taking on too much that I get anxious. So I created the minimalist planner purposely based on what I needed to get stuff done, the minimal amount, I guess, or the maximum, the minimal amount for the most impact, but yet keeping everything calm and still. You know what I mean? So not taking on too much, but yet sometimes in life you have a ton to take on whether you want to or not, and therefore what to do with it all. So you have a master list, you write down everything that's going on, everything you have to worry about, everything you have to finish, everything you have to complete. So for me, right now I'm working on finishing, my husband and children are American, I'm not, so I'm working on finishing my immigration application. Plus there's like, hey, if your car needs an oil change. Plus there's like, hey, I wanna edit this new book and get it up to Amazon. Whatever it is, any of the facts you got going on, whether at work or at home, put it on this master list. And then based on that and the simple calendar where you only put your most important things. Are you guys okay? You guys all right? Yeah? Okay. Where you only put your most important things down that you need to remember, based on those two things, that's when you go to the weekly planner and you're like, okay, what are the top 3 things that I need to accomplish today or that I want to get done? And you choose some things off the master checklist that you want to get done. That way you can check them off. Only 3 things though. So by doing this system, you only do 3 things a day, but yet you get a lot done. You actually accomplish, what you accomplish is more important than if you had like 10 things on your list and you didn't get all those 10 things done and you're still worried and then you got to move them on to the next day or you're still looking back at that day. Oh, it's completely stressful. Now remember too, another thing you can do if you're feeling stressed is if your environment is full of stuff, like right now I'm in my husband's area of the house. And it's because it's the basement. It's like I don't want to call it a man cave, but whatever. It's got gaming stuff. And it's just got a lot of junk and kind of trash in my mind. Like, he could organize it a bit more, but it's his area. But I couldn't have that in my areas. So, because your mind, whether you know it or not, nope, don't bring that on the trampoline. It's too sharp. Nope. Too sharp. It's a little sharp. Well, get that secret. I want to go in the spring. It's not spring. It's a wolf spring. So you know what? The green light. I like the springs. Thank you. Sorry. Child skirmish. So just remember too that some days you're going to be more anxious than others. Some days that's the way anxiety works. All the training, all the meds, all the non-meds, all the food, whatever. Some days you're going to be more anxious than others. Now, in the book I wrote, of course, there's a lot of techniques to do it. I'm re-releasing the book, so it's not accessible at the moment, but if you email me directly, I can get you a copy. But it's not accessible at the moment, but hopefully soon it'll be up again on Amazon. And anyway, so trampolining is an unconventional way to deal with it, but also remember, if you got too much going on, make sure you kind of declutter your space. I got a whole video on getting rid of stuff and minimizing your life to reduce stress. But also, as I was saying, got interrupted by a little bit of screaming there, although nothing's wrong, is some days you're more anxious than others. Some days just acknowledging, yes, right now I'm anxious, instead of running away from it. That's a big thing with anxiety, is stop running away from your feelings. You have to stop. That's what anxiety is basically, it forces you to run away from your feelings. What's the matter, my little fella? He's 5 today. Lachlan, you want to say hi? No, he doesn't. Is anxiety is forcing you into actions to run away from those feelings. Instead, just acknowledge, yeah, I feel anxious. Yeah, I feel scared. Yeah, I'm worried about that. Yeah, I feel worried. Yes, I feel anxious. Acknowledging it can help alleviate a little bit of it. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.